Now, last night, don't know if you saw it or not, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer went head-to-head in the final, thank goodness, election debate ahead of next week's general election. I mean, you can get too much of a good thing, can't you? We have had a lot of them. But when it comes to politics, is it ever a good idea to discuss it with your loved ones? Now, apparently around 20% of millennials, young people, have admitted to breaking up with someone because of their political opinion. Which is interesting, I think. Kelly, do you go kind of head-to-head, hammer and tongs in your house?
Yeah, I mean, we love a good debate in our house, but I've been raised like that. So my grandfather is a part of the Windrush generation and came over and really, you know, Arthur Scargill, there were those massive, big, you know, political leaders at that time that really challenged and pushed changes that then affected them. So it affected their working conditions, and so it was vital, and it still is, and I think that's what we kind of forget. I think we get a bit distanced from it because sometimes it's political jargon that we don't perhaps understand, or we'll get over, you know, we get sort of we get kind of over politics because it feels like it's rammed down our throats a lot. So we're just like, oh, you know, and then we get lies and we caught up in all of this stuff that we kind of get a bit, you know, lethargic about it. But actually, it's really important.
But would it bother you if a partner had very different views from you? Could it cause a breakup?
No, it couldn't cause a breakup because for me, you know, we've had that in our family. You know, we still have it at the moment. You know, like where, you know, I've had partners where they've been completely opposing to me, and that's absolutely fine. I don't mind that. Having the debate is what's important because listening to somebody else's point of view can actually make you understand things from their perspective.
I mean, it's interesting that it's younger people that are saying it's a big divide. And you were filling us in on this, weren't you, Brenda?
Well, yeah,
the wonderful
I think
world of dating apps.
Well,
where you've got to declare
you know,
yourself.
on the dating apps, there's segments for your birth sign. What's your birth sign? There's segments for what's your personality. There's segments for what pets do you have. There's segments for. There's even segments for polyamory. Yeah.
Oh, really?
What kind of?
What app are you on, Brenda?
But I'm like, why don't you just put one in there for politics? What's your view and what's your standpoint? There's one even in there, have you been vaccinated or unvaccinated? Which takes me back to what we're talking about. You know, you can fall out for so many things. Politics, money, religion. And of late, it was the COVID vaccine and everything that went with that. And I just think for something to do with politics for young people, I mean, this person's only going to be in for, like, 4 years, if that, or like Liz Truss for just under 2 months. But, you know, so why are you prepared to mash up yourself for 4 years? Just work it out, respect the other person's opinion, because we're all individuals. If we all talk the same, it's going to be very boring.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with both of you on that, but I'm just wondering if that sort of thing on the dating apps that you've got to declare what you are, and I think there are lots of people who are saying, well, I'm a Tory, I'm not a Tory, no Tories, thank you. Do you think that encourages people to say, well, you're not like me, and so I'm not going to have anything to do with you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a shame because I think sometimes you would get to know someone first and then realise, oh, they're not vaccinated or, oh, they... this political party or whatever, and I think it then completely wipes them out and actually you might get on, or actually they might be someone that's open for discussion, like you say. It's quite nice to have debate and stuff. Like, I have loads of friends that have completely different views on loads of stuff, and sometimes we sit at dinner and I think, oh, God, it's going off again. But, like, you know, it is quite interesting. Yeah, it's basically Kate. But I think I quite like a debate. Like, I think it's a shame that you can't get on with someone or be with someone or be friends with someone that has different views to you. Why is one view right and one view's wrong? I think all parties have different things about them that are good and bad, and we're all going to agree and disagree on stuff. And actually, I think it's quite nice that the younger generation find it so important, because I think when I was younger, I had no interest in voting. I had no interest in understanding politics. And actually, it's only really been since I've become a mum and I've learnt a lot more since I've been on Loose Women, because we discuss it a lot more. And actually, I think it's nice. Like, I caught my son yesterday. My youngest is 8. He was watching it on the news. And I went to turn it off because I was like, you need to go to bed. And he was like, oh, Mum, that was really interesting. I really wanted to watch that. And I had this real thought where I thought, no, he shouldn't be watching it. And then I thought, but why not?
Yeah,
So,
I know. And it'd be interesting to find out what kind of attracted him
Yeah,
about it.
I know, yeah.
But
I
you
need
just
to-
wanted him in his bed.
Yeah, I just wanted him to go to sleep. Maybe I'll talk to him about it today and we might have
Tomorrow.
opposing views, who knows?
So is there anything that would be an absolute no-no? So you could deal with different politics.
Yeah.
Is there anything you could say, I can't deal with different?
No, I mean, even
Yeah, I dated an
No, not
atheist
at all, like-
before, and I'm religious.
yes, me too. Yeah,
No,
yeah, absolutely.
So, but see, religion wouldn't enter my head, but it would be something
Well,
you two
I
would
was
think
just
about.
a bit nervous
Yeah.
because obviously my family and myself raised in the Pentecostal church. But again, I fell for the person, and you know, as long as you're nice to me, I'm not really bothered if you don't believe or you have questions. Everybody's supposed to have questions. It's let's have that conversation, and we might even get stronger from that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm married an agnostic, so for me, it was just like it wasn't about their faith, and I did because I'm an ordained minister, so I did go to my bishop and I said, look, this is the person, and he's agnostic, and these are the, you know, how do you feel? Would I still have your blessing? Because obviously it'd be him that'd be marrying me. And he was like, no, I have no issue with that at all. And he was like, don't think he's going to be agnostic for long if he's with you. And not that that meant that I was some kind of, you know, trying to convert him in any way, shape or form. That's not me. For me, it's like you've got to find that journey yourself. You've got to have your own relationship, and that's biblical for you to have your own relationship. Yeah, it's not about me forcing my faith down anyone else's throat.
See, funny, I shouldn't say it. Religion is the one that I would find difficult.
If they had a different religious belief
But
to
I
you.
don't have a religious belief.
But if they had a...
And I would, and the reason I wouldn't is because I do absolutely respect people's faith. I mean, politics, I can debate politics, you can argue, we can sort of have it. But if someone has faith, I totally respect they have a faith, and I wouldn't try and engage in that. But because I don't, I do think I would find it a difficult thing to get over.
Okay.
Because I just don't kind of understand
I suppose it depends how much it's integrated into their life, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much they live by it, whether they want the kids to live by it, whether you're going to have to live by it.
Exactly.
And I think that's where the line is, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't separate that from your life and the way that you
No.
lead your life.
No.
And I think I would probably find that difficult.
I think they need to put that religion box on the dating app.
Yeah, well, OK.